What are you eating, a corn dick?
No, it's a...
Welcome to World Wrestling Radio, everybody. I am your host, Niko Extra, coming at you live from Orlando, Florida.
Dude.
My homie's with me, Mr. Yeti. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? At 3 Irish Boys, always IrishWhipPodcast.com, where we interview everybody you cheer for now, but only like 2 years ago.
Nice. And hey, yo, Vincent. Why isn't our name showing, by the way? What's going on with that?
I don't know, but I'm at Vincent LaSpada, and I got to tell you guys, right off the bat, I seen the best match I've ever seen right now in the pandemic on SmackDown, just now.
Really?
Carry on. What'd you see?
Matt Riddle
hanging.
and John Morrison. What a match. What a match. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. Dude, the match went on, I'm telling you, went on for about 30 minutes.
Bro.
They rumbled. No doubt about it.
Great.
Bro. Dude, since day one.
That was a great match. There's no doubt about it.
Dude, I'm telling you, every match, listen, I think I'm more sad now and depressed that we won't get to see Riddle when we go back from the pandemic at NXT.
He gone.
I mean, you know, it'd be really cool though. Honestly, I was thinking about it when I was before I got on. How cool would it be if they finished the storyline with Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne on SmackDown as they win the tag team titles again, and they keep going on?
I think it's very possible. I could see Pete making his debut any day there. I mean, he's the type of person. He's so young, but he's so talented. He could show up any day on either one of those shows.
Listen. I know we're an adult show here, but can you both tell me, just out of curiosity, who has the nicest ass between Bayley and Sasha Banks? I think it's Bayley. I think she has such a nice line.
It's 2020, man. We can't do that.
I can't hear him. What did he say? I can't hear him. What did he say?
He's asking about booties. Who's got the nicer booty?
Bayley or
Sasha Banks? To it. You're ridiculous.
Isn't that what Bayley is known for?
Yes, she is.
Okay,
I mean, if you're going to talk body, Sasha Banks' body is absolutely perfect. That's what every woman strives to have in this world, I would think. I mean, I don't know. I'm a fat, overweight dude like you and the other two dudes on here, but I feel like that's a goal for people. You know what I mean? That's.
I want to have a body like that.
Let's move on, gentlemen. Let's get straight into. Obviously, yesterday there was some action-packed things happening between FyterFest and the Great American Bash. A lot took place, no doubt about it. Let's start with FyterFest. Let's have some discussions. People, please leave your comments. We will answer them live during the show. In the meantime, let's go straight into it and talk about day 2 of FyterFest. What did we think about the matches in general? And let's start off with Omega versus Adam Page versus the Private Party, which I'm going to say right now, the Private Party has kind of wowed me. Of course, my mother's the one who's on the line. That's awesome. What did you guys think?
To me, I thought that was a fantastic match. Between that and there's another match we're going to talk about that I think was neck and neck. But Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. I think I'm disappointed that I didn't get to see the move because it was blocked. But when Adam Page does that double flip over the top and does like a JBL like clothesline, that's amazing, dude. That is
absolutely. What is the name of that thing? It's a beautiful move. The finisher is amazing.
They should call that the slobber knocker.
I got my wife and my mother online. Hello, baby.
I thought she was talking to me. Sorry, dude.
I got my loyal fans. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. So I totally agree with you. The finisher of Adam Page, the flip over the ring to that lariat clothesline, is devastating. And I don't care what anyone says. I enjoy Omega and Page having what the little battle thing they have going on, and that's undoubtedly going to lead to a nice little duel between themselves. But Private Party has really stepped up. They are some high flyers. They have some moves I've never seen before. I saw that dude yesterday jump over the top rope onto the second rope and do a flip. I've never seen that in my entire life, and I've been watching wrestling for a really long time. So what's the potential as far as Private Party goes, and how far does this Kenny Omega Adam Page teamship, really rivalry, go on? Because they have a beef within the friendship. Let's agree to that, right?
I'm going to tell you what, I am very surprised, and I'm just scratching my head. I'm very surprised they won last night. I really thought there was a slight second that Private Party was going to take the titles off of them. I really was.
You thought Private Party was having their moment?
Can you take in this pandemic, in the way that it is with pro wrestling, the way that it is, can you risk taking belts off of somebody like Omega and Page and putting it on Private Party, because that's viewership, right? Maybe not very many people know. Most people will not be familiar with Private Party unless they are absolute pro wrestling fans that want an alternative to WWE, because let's face it, there hasn't been competition for so long that you have the WWE universe, which is just zombies walking towards whatever's presented towards them. So in all reality, like, don't belts now equal ratings, and you have to be really cognizant and careful of who you place those belts on, especially with everything else that's going on. Like, you don't know what's may be brewing or at the top, and it's not. I don't know if it's worth taking the risk to put it, to switch anything up. I'm not saying anything negative or derogatory towards anybody. I'm just, I don't know. Is it ratings? What is it? I mean, it's a
big move.
I don't know. Omega's always
titles at this point in time, because you're absolutely right. Ratings are everything right now, and I don't care what anyone says. The Wednesday Night Wars are very real, and they're taking place. And this is 2 or 3 weeks in a row that NXT has won, and I don't care what anyone says. AEW is concerned about that. They're taking shots. They're looking at the ratings. There's no way in hell Cody Rhodes did not look at 3 p.m. on the page that has the ratings to see what they got. And the same applies with Triple H. His ass is looking too. Let's be honest.
I mean, let's be real. Like MJF. Like, I mean, did you hear? I mean, it's just a call out. Like he said, we're in a ratings war, right? Like that. Those were his comments.
I didn't
it's
see the
shots
MJF.
Across the bow.
I didn't see the MJF. What, did he talk crap?
He always talks crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah. It's I mean, he called it out, a ratings war, and it's kids like him that are going to make the difference, because he's heel 100% all day, all the time. Like, that's not a gimmick. That's not kayfabe. That's Maxwell Jacob Friedman from day one.
I'm going to tell you that.
But if you go, then you go home and go, man, I'm really good at this.
Listen, there's two guys in this business.
No.
Okay, there's two guys in this business that I think are really good on the mic. I've seen MJF in person in Orlando at MLW before he signed with AEW, and I got to tell you, when he came out and he did his spleal, and then he started picking fans out of the crowd and pick on them, I'm telling you, that was money. That was money. And Joey Ryan, with the whole, how he's so vulgar.
Was vulgar.
Why
fuck Joey Ryan.
Oh, you don't like
Joey Ryan?
He's unemployed.
No,
dude.
I think he's a piece of shit.
He's screwed.
I never said he wasn't a piece of shit. I'm just saying though.
Let's take some commercial, or I'm sorry. Let's take some questions. Elvis saying thoughts on the U.S. belt. What'd you guys think of the U.S. belt? The new debut of the U.S. belt. Obviously, a different design than usual. I believe it's laser printed for the first time ever, and
laser printed.
Yeah, laser printed is going to be hard to be duplicated. Like I get on maybe 10 emails a day on Facebook of people. So here we go. That's what's up, man. Thanks for joining us. Awesome.
I actually, it took me a couple days to really look at it and figure it out. But I actually do like the look of it. I like the bird on the front. It's a little different than the other U.S. titles from the previous past. I'm kind of digging it.
Yes, this is real, Eric. What's up? Thanks for joining. Old friend from the Keys. Daniel, thanks for joining. Elvis, thanks for joining. We love you guys. I think the belt's beautiful. What did you think, Yeti?
I really, when you look at this thing,
there's Chris Harris.
Right?
There it is.
Like, look at this thing. Look at that thing.
It's beautiful.
Right?
I think it's great. I think the design is great. I mean, with the flag in the back.
I just need it right there. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do the U.S. title.
Have you guys seen the pictures or memes going around with like Team America in front of it with like explosions and shit? Have you guys seen those yet?
It kind of does look like Team America.
America. Yeah.
Listen, I'll tell you what it looks like when I buy it. When I buy it next week, I'll let you know.
Oh, are you getting it?
What do you mean by laser printed? Right?
Such yeah, for the first time. So I have a lot of weirdos that follow me on Facebook. Love you guys. Thanks for joining me.
Okay, Niko, this is ironic, man. Like this is kind of stuff like when you put it up there, because like I didn't even look at this. I didn't read it. Like all I saw was FTW, and I go, okay. So I honestly haven't watched FyterFest Part 2. So I'm guessing that the orange belt is back.
It is the original FTW belt. Was unveiled by Taz last night.
Can I just say I was right again? Can I just say I was right again?
But were you excited about it when he pulled that crap out? I mean, what, guys? I can't be the only person who was like, "What is he doing? Don't tell me it's the FTW belt." No, and then he pulled it out, and I was like, "This dude."
He's in the business. Do you know the history
No.
behind the FTW belt?
Dude, I don't give a shit about what happened in 1993 at the freaking Hammerstein ballroom between RVD and fucking Sabu. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what I really thought it was?
Don't care.
You know, I really thought it was Taz, and this might sound stupid. You guys might laugh at me. I honestly thought, because I kept hearing rumors about Adam Cole leaving after that because of his contract. I really thought it was like somebody big like Adam Cole, because they said it was gonna shock the wrestling world. I'm like, well, that belt really didn't shock the wrestling world. Somebody coming from WWE to AEW would shock the wrestling world.
That was hardly a shock. If anything, it's not working for me, and I can sound like a dick all I want, but I'm not enjoying.
Do you guys do the?
I'm not enjoying the Cage sitting behind while Taz cuts a cheesy promo about who better. Canyon. That's who better. I mean, stop stealing people's lines. Stop. You're bringing back 90. I mean, I know Tony Khan loves DCW, and this is deep. There's a whole thing to it, but it just is not working for me. And if Cage gets this belt and walks in with it around his waist like a total badass and jobs to Moxley, because that's probably what's going to happen. That seems to be the repertoire for brand new guys that come in there. They get the main event shift and they lose, and then the next thing you know, they're fighting Dark Order. What is the meaning of the title? What's the point of it? There's
one you have. Cage needs the title like Taz needed the title to get over, right?
Yeah, but here's my question: Why? Is he not that good?
Yeah,
he does need something.
No, Brian Cage. Why does he have to have a title?
When it comes to not cutting promos, yeah, he's not that good.
Well, he's like Brock Lesnar.
Brian Cage.
And there you go. This is what we all go back to.
Yes.
This is the bootleg. This is the Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman you order from Wish. This shit got me 2,000 likes on Twitter. And Taz himself commented on it. He retweeted it and said, the facts are we're different people, yada, yada, yada.
I hate hearing Taz's voice. I hate it. I hate seeing him on TV. I hate seeing him
Guys,
on
you know what?
TNA.
He's a cheese
He
ball.
is one of my
Christmas.
no. He is one of my favorite ECW talents, just because, one, the heart and soul that he put into every match that he was in, and two, like he followed Heyman to the end. Like he was. If people want to talk about like Punk and Heyman guys, like you can't tell me Taz isn't a Heyman guy through and through from day one.
Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, look, even with Heyman gone and Evolve was his second baby. That was his second baby. That was he. I mean, if you don't remember the Evolve special on WWE.com, go watch it because it was Heyman's goodbye. He wasn't going to be there anymore. He was going to go ahead and pass the reins to, whoever he needed to pass the reins to. And this is where we're at. Like, I don't know, man. Niko's going to do some good stuff.
Real quick, Yeti, I got to ask you something.
I don't know.
What do you? I know it's off topic, but I saw the commercial. What do you think about WWE giving the free version of WWE of the network? Do you think that's a move for just because of the pandemic, or do you think they actually are doing that because people can't afford $10 a month?
It's a move. It's a bold move, and I like it.
Bold.
I think, did they also take it away, though? I think it was only for 1 month.
No, it's still going on.
It's still going on. It's a bold move, and I think it's a smart move because there's a lot of people that, quite frankly, can't afford $10 but want to watch wrestling, and this is their opportunity to go see WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan versus Andre Giant, and it will spark people to enroll in it. Plus, when they go to punch the numbers in, it's going to say that they were able to have X amount of people involved in it. You know what I mean? They're able to say, X amount of people were involved in the as far as viewing the stuff on the WWE network and also as far as viewership. So I think it's a great opportunity for them, honestly.
I got to tell you something real quick. I don't want to sound like a dickhead, but everybody knows I'm a real dickhead. I've had WWE Network since they first launched, and I got to say, it's not for everybody, and I don't feel bad for people that can't afford it because, honestly, $10 a month for all that content is a freaking steal.
For sure, and you get the pay-per-view. That's where it's the deal. Because I did used to pay $30 like a loser.
Oh, dude, I used to pay $60 when it was on pay-per-view with my buddies. We would all chip in.
It was a time where my first wife worked for a communications company, and we would get pay-per-views for half off. So, like the WWE pay-per-view that was $39.95 was $20 for me, and then every weekly TNA pay-per-view was only $5. So I'm like, sweet. WCW pay-per-view was $20, so I'm like, $70 a month opposed to, I mean, it's half off, dude. So I was lucky enough to watch all that stuff. I mean, those are like when you ask the question, is it a bold move? Yes, but no, because eventually it's going to have to happen. There's competition out there. You have to start to gain the viewership at a different level and a younger level. You have to capture that audience younger. I mean, Timber's kids are young. There's 2 and 8, and they love it. Like, they've got their own little ring, they got their little toys, and they go to town. I think it's for people that are my age and I don't know, kids with parents like us are going to watch the WWE Network during a pandemic. It's going to happen.
It's a bold.
Let's watch every WrestleMania.
It's a bold.
Hey, let's, we got a month. Let's watch every Royal Rumble. I think it's a cool move. I think they're looking to gain that market and viewership. So if there is competition, playing the long game, which is what WWE does, since the WWF is play the long game.
But here's the
collector. Yeah. Give everybody a $60,000 guaranteed.
Sarah asked $1 million question. Where's Jane at? What do you guys think about that?
That's why they're hot on Tessa.
I think Tessa's going to be NXT or WWE or?
Oh, dude, if Tessa Blanchard doesn't go to NXT, that's a shame. That is a real shame because she was great when she was at the what's that thing? It was just the Mae Young Classic. She was fantastic.
Mae Young Classic. I'm
surprised they didn't sign her. I really am.
Nice. So the main event of last night, Orange Cassidy, freshly squeezed, and Jericho. Jericho said it was the best match he's ever had in his entire life. Obviously, he did that for ratings, but what did you think of the match? Did you get to see it? Did you even watch it, Josh? You said you watched it today.
How do I? So the people that listen to the Irish Whip podcast will understand how this question is difficult for me to answer because of my affinity for Orange Cassidy, what he means to pro wrestling for me personally, where he's trained, where he came from, where his roots
he's not
are rooted.
To be there.
Not like if you ask me like what are some of the coolest stories of people that you know in what they call the business, like Drew Gulak is probably number one. Probably two would be Anthony Green, and that dude number three, absolutely, 100%.
What about the Miz? You put the Miz in there because did anybody really think the Miz was going to be as hot as he was back when he was on MTV, the Real World?
Dude, here's how you bring back to market share.
Overextended his accomplishments. Let's be honest.
Huh?
You definitely went farther than he was supposed to go. No doubt about it.
No, definitely.
Think about this though. Okay, have you guys sat down, Niko? I'm going to ask you this question for your lovely wife. Mm-hmm. Have you sat down on the free version of the WWE Network and watched The Miz and Mrs.?
No, I have USA Network, but I don't watch The Miz and Mrs. I don't like The Miz. You guys, I'm not a fan. Unlike all you guys. You guys love him. I don't like that dude. You know
why? It's because you see something in him that reminds you of you, and you just don't like it.
I'm like a little bit. we're like the okay. So Taz is gonna hit me back and say I'm the Wish Miz and Maurice.
Yeah.
Real quick about the Miz. I got to tell you what. Out of everybody I've met in the whole entire genre of wrestling, even the legends, I think the Miz is the nicest and the most humble person to his fans out of anybody. Like that man literally stood when I was at the Royal Rumble when it was here in Orlando, 2 hours outside signing, bullshitting, talking to his fans. Like he legitimately loves his fans. And that's a good guy. I mean, that's a good guy. Totally a good guy. I mean, one of the best.
So, who is the longest
review? Yep, I like wrestling. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining.
Reigning Intercontinental Champion ever?
Ooh,
I want to say HBK, but I'm probably wrong, and it's probably the Miz. Let's be honest.
It was the Miz. Let's see.
That's my question.
Let's see.
That's my question. So, when you say Miz has zero talent, where do you guys rank the Intercontinental Championship belt?
Zero talent, huge heart. That's a great definition for this dude. He just never did it for me. And even when he had his moment in the sun as the main event at WrestleMania, he was an afterthought to the John Cena Rock match. He's just been at the right place at the right time. I'm really happy for him. How can you hate on him at this point? He's got his own show besides WWE, Miz and Maurice, and he's doing another show. I saw he was doing some kind of like Wipeout style show. So
it premieres tonight.
Yeah,
the dude's on fire. What can you do? You have to give him his props. I can't really hate on him too hard.
All right, you guys ready for this? I got the facts. You guys ready?
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
We're all wrong. We're all wrong.
Who is it?
Who do you think holds the most times as Intercontinental Champion?
I don't care about that. I want to know longest days reigning.
Man, I can't wait to meet The Rock. When I see The Rock one day, I'm going to mark out. I don't ever mark out for anyone because I see everyone at NXT and WWE. But when I see The Rock, dude.
Who's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion?
At 454 days.
Definitely winning. Yeah.
454 days. You both are going to shit when you hear this. the honky tonk man.
Oh,
Oh, that's right. The Warrior. The Warrior dethroned him in 5 seconds. That's right.
So here's part of that. So that we're trivia. I don't know if you guys Talkamania does Trivia Mania. So I think Niko, like JP's gonna do that. Rucker wins every freaking time.
I think Vince is really good at it, and our boy
every
executive
time.
consultant really shocked me last night. We have some crazy numbers. So let's ask Yeti what we were asking last night, Vince. Let's see if he knows.
Ask the question, and I want to know since Rucker's watching. I want to ask the question.
We'll ask Rucker. We'll ask everyone, and don't Google.
Okay, so I didn't know this. Did the Rockers ever win a tag team title?
Are you talking like all over the world?
WWE.
No.
Okay. That's a yes or no answer because they did win against the Hart Foundation on a non-televised event. They won. Hold on. Wait. Don't laugh.
Wikipedia has them as one-time champs.
They won the belts, and then for some odd reason, they never aired the match, and they gave the belts back to the Hart Foundation. I don't make no sense to me. Like, why would you film something in front of an audience? They win the belts, and then all of a sudden they're okay. You guys, you won them fair and square, 1, 2, 3 in the middle, but we're taking them away from you.
The 90s were a weird time, and they didn't really have any rhyme or reason to anything they did. They were just like, hey, Rockers are winning tonight, dropping a Saturday. That's just how Vince thought. Whatever went on in Vince's crazy little mind was pretty much gospel, and still is.
Minneapolis and Hulk Hogan.
Dude, I tell you what, it blows my mind. Listen. This is how crazy this blows my mind. I was walking my dogs this morning down the street in our neighborhood. For some odd reason, I'm sitting there going, how freaking crazy is it that two of the most iconic wrestlers, well, one more iconic than the other, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, never held the tag team titles. That blows my mind how good they were, and they never got a shot. Like, those guys were gold in the 80s.
But they didn't need. I guess what's your definition? What is your definition of an individual or team that needs
some Nana has a pic somewhere of that took place at the Armageddon Center, with their kids.
Okay, Yeti, name one tag team right now in NXT.
They did win, Rucker. Go look at Wikipedia. They're one-time champions. It's on there.
Yeti, name one team
Wikipedia
in NXT that should have won the belts that didn't get a chance, that were cold on the mic.
You are 3 seconds away, and the Rock means
3 seconds away. Hey, I'll say, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
We're done.
Can you guys name one tag team that you think in NXT that should have been champs?
This is a really good point that he's making. Sting did win the world title from Vader overseas, lost it days later. They came back and they never showed it.
I've lost you both.
I'm telling you guys.
Do I have to tell you the answer?
Tell me.
Big Cass and Enzo should have won the belts. Should have been NXT champions. By far, should have been champions. And I'll tell you, the only reason why they weren't champions was because the Hardy Boys came back and they won. If the Hardy Boys never came back, they would have won that Mania. They would have won.
Yeah, but who cares?
I care. They were great. I mean, they were great.
Little Shorty Enzo could cut a promo, and Kaz was decent. But Kaz had issues.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Dude, Enzo Amore is probably the best talker on the mic. Best talker.
Yeah, but how is he now?
So
talking?
see what I mean? Like these questions, like when Rucker's popping this stuff off, and there's some talent in there. So I don't know. I watch wrestling and then I forget about it.
I think it needs to be televised. We need to be doing it live and really getting the best of the best.
Hold on. What's the other question last night? Did the Bushwhackers ever win a title? WWE champions.
In Australia. But they never televised it.
No, WWF.
Oh.
They did not win.
No.
Another
I don't think so.
should have had the belts.
Dudley boys. Yeah. All right, we're getting away here. We're veering away. Let's get back in here. Let's get back on track. Keith Lee versus Adam Cole, winner take all. Match of the night, in my opinion, as far as NXT went.
Hold on, you never asked me about Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho.
You want to go back to that?
Real quick,
Here you go, bro. What do you think of Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho?
I honestly, I think for
I'm wearing fatty.
You know what? Hold on.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Listen, I think it's a shame that Chris Jericho said that was his best match. A shame. I mean, Orange Cassidy isn't that great of a wrestler.
Jericho's a salesman at this point, though. That was a sales pitch. Tune in tonight. It's the best match I've ever had in my life. He's going to say that 5 more times this month.
Happy Canada Day.
I'll tell you this right now. I wasn't a fan of the match, but I'm going to tell you what. I wasn't a fan of the Adam Cole and Keith Lee because I knew the ending of it.
So how was the Orange Cassidy Chris Jericho match, Vince?
I thought it was shitty.
I also did not think it was a very great match, and for him to say it was one of his best matches was silly. Orange Cassidy has unlimited potential, and he's going to be a great star, but he doesn't need Chris Jericho to put him over. I mean,
I compare that to Fandango when he went at WrestleMania 36.
Fandango.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was it 34? Was it 34?
Wait, who'd you just compare to Fandango?
Orange Cassidy.
You fucking crazy, man.
No, I'm not fucking crazy.
You realize that? You should be medicated.
All right, back to the main event, in my opinion, of the night. Keith Lee versus Adam Cole. Keith Lee is the new NXT World Champion. Keith Lee is the North American Champion. Keith Lee beat Adam Cole clean in the ring without undisputed, making any appearances or cheating at all. And unofficially, Adam Cole gave Keith Lee a hug at the end and took his little picture with Triple H. And, we'll leave that for what it is. What did you guys think of the match, and what did you think of the outcome? Yeti.
Yes, all day long. So what we said, right, is that Keith Lee needed to go over huge. He needed to win clean. And if Adam Cole was going if Adam Cole was going to move up, which it looks like he probably is, this is a ratings war, right? Like we're looking for ratings, right? This is what we're doing. So 100%. I'm a Keith Lee mark.
This guy just asked me that. Are you serious?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, I got one. Hold on, I got one too. Hold on.
Do I have an Austin? Come on,
And because Stone Cold said so.
Yeah, we got Austin, man. We got anything you guys want.
All right, listen. I'm going to tell you right now. My top 2 matches of the week between FyterFest and Great American Bash. You ready?
Yeah.
The Butcher and the Blade at MGF taking on
Beyond Wrestling.
Butcher and the Blade. Allie's husband.
Young Bucks and FTR.
Oh, God.
That was by far the second one. And the first one, we already talked about. Kenny Omega and Adam Page versus the Private Party were, to me, the best 2 matches of the night.
Vince, I can't help but notice that you shit on NXT, yet you go to NXT every week. What's going on with that? You really think AEW is that much better than NXT? Because I don't agree with you. I think the appearance of AEW looks better at the Daily Place or whatever, but the matches themselves are not superior in any way, shape, or form.
I'm going to tell you why. The
ratings are proving that, by the way. NXT's 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, you know what though? I'm going to tell you why. The ratings.
I don't have an Iconics one. Do you? I'll have one next week, Elvis. I promise.
Iconic.
I can get one real quick though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why I shit all over NXT.
Bro.
You know what? Listen.
So we have a lot of fun with our sound effects. Go ahead.
I'm gonna just tell you, I think because the fact that I hate how NXT gets rid of their wrestlers so quick. I hate it. That's the biggest thing for me. It's like, okay, we go to NXT every week, you know? And then it's like within sometimes even 3 months they get rid of it. And it's like I feel like now with the pandemic, we're losing out on seeing some of the wrestlers we really enjoyed. And when we come back, there's going to be nobody. Who? Keith Lee, and who's the other dude with
you are unimpressed by Keith Lee?
No, I'm not unimpressed. I'm not unimpressed. I just don't think he's as good as everybody thinks he is. I think he's a fat guy that can move stuff off the top rope. Yeah, of course.
Dude, he's amazing.
Okay.
Here's the thing, and I'm gonna stop you right now because you're just talking crazy.
Kofi Kingston's amazing.
The moment I saw Keith Lee walk into a room And he looked at me. He just looked at the side and gave a smirk. I said, that dude's going to be a superstar. He got in the ring. He did some crazy shit, including I don't even know what it's called, the backflip something. It's like a luchador move. He's done it with Dijakovic like 5 times. The dude is unbelievable. The dude can cut promos. He has the look. He's not some fat dude that can. What, are you insane? The Keith Lee is going to be a WWE World Champion soon, like within 365 days, in my opinion. He should be if he's not. But we'll see.
We're halfway in. We should probably take a break real quick, and I think JP wants in on the conversation.
Send him an invite. Let's get his ass in here.
I did on his Twitter, so maybe if we take a break real quick, I can.
All right, we're gonna take a break. Guys.
He is a Southie kid,
and we'll be back. Send the promo. Send it on.
The bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Halfway down, we'll be back in a second. We're back. And there's no chance in hell that you left, hopefully. You like that? You like the cheap play in there? Oh, man. We're having a good time. We're enjoying the show. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of it. You truly do make the show better with your interactions. We love the comments. It makes the hour go by like a breeze and really makes the entire experience enjoyable. There's a little beef going on here. I like this. Denise kind of telling him to SDF up right here.
I'll tell you this. On the break, I had a chance to think about what you said about Keith Lee. I got to tell you this.
Let's hear it.
When I first saw Keith Lee at a NXT Live in Sanford, Florida, he walked in the room. I got to meet him, and I walked up to him and go, this guy will be a star in NXT, but when he goes to the main roster, McMahon's going to shit all over him. He's going to shit all over him because McMahon doesn't make good decisions. He makes horrible decisions. He does. You cannot say he makes good decisions. You cannot say that. He makes bad decisions on NXT wrestlers every single time.
That's not true. And we're going to add JP from the Irish Whip to us. JP, are you ready to go? He's giving us the no signal. We're bringing you in anyways. You're here. How you doing, buddy? Welcome. Thanks for joining us. What's going on? He's got that face.
I don't think he can talk.
What's up?
He's being Orange Cassidy.
He's gonna give us hey, this is a radio show too. Don't forget, we can't have dead air, bro.
I get it. I got it.
So far, I've heard Orange Cassidy's not a good wrestler. I'm all right, man. I'm just listening in awe. So Keith Lee is a fat guy that can do flips, and Orange Cassidy can't wrestle. That's what I get out of this episode so far.
You forgot also Young Bucks suck, and Taz is a clown.
I agree with that.
FPW belt's a joke.
Hold on. You think Orange Cassidy has more talent than the Young Bucks?
I don't like the Young Bucks, and yeah,
they're fantastic. What are you talking about? They're just as good, if not better, than the Hardy Boys.
No.
Oh my God. Okay.
So why? But here's the thing.
Young Bucks. The hell? What in the hell? All right, let's get back to the show. I don't know what we're doing. We're getting sidetracked here all of a sudden. Go ahead.
Oh shit!
Get your point across, my friend.
What?
Oh.
This
What Hardy Boys did you watch? When did you start?
Videos on.
Did you start watching the Hardy Boys in like 2013?
Windows. They're all porn
No,
windows.
I started watching the Hardy Boys when they were in the Attitude Era. But I'm going to tell you this: the Hardy Boys, when they came to WrestleMania 35, they were good, but they weren't that good. And when they wrestled the Young Bucks the night before in Lakeland, Florida, at Ring of Honor, that match right there was by far one of the best matches of WrestleMania weekend. Was them two.
And you think that's more because the Young Bucks were in the match than Matt and Jeff?
I think both of them. I think they both have great talent.
I'll give you that. But without the Hardy Boys, there's no Young Bucks. Period.
Oh, you're right. I'll give you that. You're right. If there was no Hardy Boys, there's no
JP from New York.
You're right. That's true. That's a good statement.
I bring fucking fans. I don't know who that is, but what's up?
I think she thinks you're JD from New York.
Oh, no. I am not that fucking...
Oh, God. All right.
No,
let's not get sidetracked. We got some show to talk about.
Super kick, roll up for the win. And that's what the Young Bucks came up on, and that just soured them for me forever, pretty much. But
super kick party.
They're smart business, man. Give them that.
Oh yeah, no one can ever take away what they have going on as far as businessmen. They've climbed the top of the ladder. Them, Cody, and Kenny Omega, and probably Jericho have really reached a pinnacle that few will ever see, and that's a chunk of the change of the winnings of the actual show itself, and have real life investment in the show doing well on ratings and also doing well as a show itself. So. I see that they're invested, and I hate to hate on them. They just don't do it for me, and that's okay. You don't have to like every single wrestler.
I got to tell you this, though. Matt Hardy I tell you this, out of all the wrestlers in the last 10 years, Matt Hardy by far has created the character that nobody can ever touch, and that's Broken Matt Hardy. And when he was in TNA with that character was gold, and when he went to WWE with it was horrible.
Let's see. How many Manias have we been to? I've personally been to WrestleMania 24, WrestleMania 28, WrestleMania 33, WrestleMania 35. And I would have been at WrestleMania 36, but...
So four?
I've been to
This
four.
would have been number... 36 would have been 2 for me. I was at 25 in Houston, and I was going down to Tampa, so...
Okay, so I've done all of yours, Niko, but I went to New Orleans.
Yeah, I almost went to New Orleans.
So
out of all the ones you've been to, what was your favorite one?
28.
Yeah, me too. Rock and John Cena was very special, dude. And Triple H.
That was the best match I've seen in live.
Dude, when The Rock came out in Miami, it was unbelievable.
Dude, can I tell you the match that I thought was the funniest, but by far would be the most memorable because it was so short? Was Bryant.
Daniel Bryan, yeah.
To me, I was like, I sat down with my beer, ate one chip, and I go, holy shit, the match is already over. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you joking?
Was that when he was having the head issues?
No. That was when he was.
I think it was. Was it not the concussion time for him?
It was his manager at the time. It was a girl.
It was one of the girls. It was either Bella or AJ, right? One
Damn, Denise.
AJ Lee, that's who it was.
Yeah, it was one of them.
And he gave her.
I was supposed to go to WrestleMania 2000.
I was going to say, with this 36 would have been your first, right, Josh?
Yeah, because 2000 would have been my first one, but my grandfather died like 3 days before
That's no good.
we were supposed to go down. So, like, I tried to sell my tickets, but it was, eBay was, I don't know, still kind of young at that point in time, right? So you could try and sell it. The problem was getting them down there before you could just transfer e-tickets on Ticketmaster.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I watched it. I can see this. I can see those 3 seats.
That's amazing.
And fuck you guys down in Florida.
Every week. You're awesome.
Why fuck us?
Y'all just stole fucking SummerSlam from me.
Oh, like we're
going our way. It's not what we get at the Performance Center. That's not. We didn't steal anything. We don't get it.
Hey,
they're not gonna let Coronaville have that down there in Florida. They can't. They got the Rona down there big time.
You know what we get to do for that one?
Nice.
We get to go ride by the Performance Center and watch all the wrestlers look at it. It's like, holy shit, what are these guys doing? They're going to give us Corona.
So I live fairly close to the Performance Center. I live maybe 10 minutes away from it, and I happen to have a friend in that area. I was over there, and I had gone to the Circle K there, and someone was I overheard them saying that the Undertaker was at the 7-Eleven or the Circle K right like 10 minutes before me. They're like, dude, that was the Undertaker. I'm so sure. I was like, God damn it! Why do I come 10 minutes late to see? I mean, why?
Well, who did I tell you?
They could be showing up anytime there in Orlando.
Who did I tell you I saw? Who did I tell you I saw at the Sprouts? The ex-Intercontinental champion. What's his name?
Honky Tonk Man?
No. The number he was the champion. They took the belt away because he didn't want to come wrestle because of the corona.
Oh, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. I was walking around getting meds, and Sami Zayn was there with the Intercontinental title, just hanging out. I'm like, what the fuck?
Nice. Oh, she was there with Owen. Holy shit!
Oh shit!
She's a legend. You're an instant legend just from being there. Wow.
That must have been a sight. That's horrible.
Must have been a sight.
Well, I'm saying I wouldn't want to be there.
Yeah, that was a sight, all right.
It wasn't intentional, but yes.
You know, they literally say he yelled, "Look out below." They say.
Really?
Like the last thing he did was literally looking out for everyone else.
What's up, Broadcast Podcast?
I tell you what. After watching that Dark Side of the Moon, I'd say it wasn't a good episode.
You like Led Zeppelin, huh?
Good morning. You are 3 seconds.
Oh God.
Awesome.
Rucker said that wasn't Sami Zayn, that was Ed Sheeran.
It could have been. It could have been.
Ed Sheeran. He was like, "Hello, mate."
It
happened, dude. It happened.
I want El Generico back.
Oh yeah.
Imagine El Generico in NXT.
I think El Generico could actually be making a return. Let's be honest, because
imagine how cool would that be in NXT?
Be very cool. I think he's. I don't know how old is he, but I've been watching. I feel like I've been watching the dude wrestle for 20 years. He's got to be 40.
Easily 20 years.
Moves, but
figure he was like
serious
original.
He's got to come back
in the day.
One more time.
Serious question for JP since he's here. Like the free part of the WWE network, Vince asked this question. What?
You already missed it, broadcast. We were talking about the U.S.
If you think do you think that it's a smart move to make it free for people right now during the pandemic?
Yes, it's advertisement. So you're not giving them
1 month though. Is it right? Still going on?
No. So they're giving away sections of it. Like you don't get the pay-per-views, but you might get like fucking Legends House. You know.
All right, I'm gonna answer the broadcaster's question because he or she joined late. So let's.
I did too. I want to because I never really gave my opinion because I want to give mine officially.
Tell us about the U.S. title.
So, U.S. title, forever for me, will be the spinner belt. The spinner U.S. title belt.
I knew you were going to say that.
I love the spinner belt. Do you like it?
It's all right. I think it's a cheap.
I love it. I think it's
of Dove's.
It's horrible. It's horrible. The spinner belt is horrible.
I wouldn't buy it. I would never buy it. Oh, and look, of course, Niko has the heavyweight championship with the spinner.
I need my other spinner. I'm gonna get the US title spinner.
There's so many memories tied into, like the OG John Cena, like Thugonomics John Cena for me. Like JP shaking his head. Yeah, I loved that John Cena, like that spinner belt. Thugonomics
was a game changer for everyone.
Dude, Cena was, and it's why he will never go heel. Like you think of Make-A-Wish, it's John Cena. Like over 500 Make-A-Wishes. Like he will never ever turn heel. It's why he chose not to marry any female. It's why he chose not to be a father. Is because
I want to call you JP McMahon from now on. Can we change your name to JP McMahon?
He keeps marrying the females. That's the fucking problem.
So let's get back to the U.S. belt. I do want to talk about that since we're talking about.
I love it. I love this version. I think that for the pandemic, it's like WWE is doing everything right. They are doing things that shoots shots at AEW and AEW answers back. So all in all, as far as pro wrestling is concerned and Wednesday Night Wars, and if they continue to do between the two companies what they're doing, then we as pro wrestling fans gained everything, and that's what I'm liking about it.
For sure. It was it's the two belts that stick out for me for US as they go is obviously the Cena spinner belt was beautifully at the time crafted. It's a little silly looking now when you look back.
Oh
on
yeah,
it, but at the time
back
it was
then
really
it was cool.
beautiful. And
It was
the one
a
US
little
belt
silly
in
then.
WCW that Lex Luger, I always remember like Lex Luger having it and a couple other people in like the late 80s. That US belt was actually pretty nice. The new US belt that just got replaced was shit, and the one that they have going on now, I actually do like a lot with the Eagle. I think it's really sharp, and I just want to see how it looks on a human.
I haven't watched a whole lot of wrestling. I just went and looked up the new U.S. belt, and I fucking love it.
I mean, if it's really small, though, it's not
huge.
gonna look good.
So they got away from what belts are supposed to be when they did the spinner and stuff. Like, it's supposed to be a prize. It's supposed to be an award, something you're happy to have and wear. And like they kind of got away from that, I thought, and that's back to that. Like, it looks like it's a trophy. Yeah. And I already have one trophy at my waist. Might as well have two.
If we had $437 available, do you buy that belt?
Was I right? Is that how much that is? Is that how much it is?
Currently, it's $430.
Dude, I was
I'd have to wait for
ballparking.
the history of it.
Vince, you bought it? You said you have it on order.
I didn't say $437 exactly, but I said $400.
Next week.
You'll have it by next week. So next Thursday at 9 p.m. when everyone joins us again for World Wrestling Radio, Vince is going to have the belt, and we'll see it live and in person. We'll give you a couple minutes.
Wait. Let's not.
Vince, you bought that thing?
He bought it. Vince is
because the shipping might not be.
Dude.
Could be.
Listen, let's not say I'm going to get it that day, because sometimes when I order from them, I thought I would get it, and then they'll give it to me 2 weeks later. So let's not, because they're behind. They already told me they're behind on orders.
Vince, why don't you show us what you got recently, your collections, in like a minute? Like, go get the things you just got, the autographs and everything, but show us like in a minute what you've recently acquired, so people could see what kind of.
Oh yeah, JP, look at this thing. Look at this.
Got the North American belt signed by Keith Lee, Gargano, Adam Cole, Bebe.
But Keith Lee's only a fat guy that can do flips.
He marked out when that happened, though.
I love Keith.
So happy when he saw Keith Lee sign that belt. When he saw Keith Lee had signed that belt, he was so happy. He was like, "Dude, Keith Lee and Adam Cole signed it," and I was like, "God damn it!" I was so jealous. I was really jealous of him, because it's one thing to buy the belt; it's another thing to get it signed by everyone.
That's a belt down the line because of the history of it right now that's being made. It's going to mean something. I love that.
He got that on Facebook Marketplace, right?
But listen, this isn't the cheap one. These are the 4.2 millimeter ones.
That's those are grommets right there. That's they call that grommet.
It's the actual one that we're in the ripping, because it's not stiff. It's the real leather.
What did you get? You got that on Facebook Market, right? I check my Facebook Market every day for any belts. You never know what's going to pop up there for $200.
I paid $150 for this.
Yeah, you'll find shit for under $200. Oh yeah, almost. Out of my 5 belts, I think 3 of them I've gotten for like between $150 and $200.
I still want. If I buy a belt, Josh, what belt will I buy?
Here's the challenge. Here's the challenge, and WWE hasn't picked up on this yet. Why are they not mass making Daniel Bryan's belt? Because JP wants one so bad.
That eco shit?
Yeah,
wooden one.
Dude, it's on discount. I'll make you one outside of my house for fucking $9.99.
Dude, it's so different.
I feel like it's so flimsy and ugly. It's not.
I'm not gonna fucking wear it. It's not gonna match any of my outfits.
You don't wear your belts.
On it. That's what you call it.
I sleep with my belts on. What the hell's wrong with you?
Here's the other thing they're missing out on. So marketing professionals, listen to me. Why are you not selling belts like this? But let yeah, see mine. Let the kids customize that. You know what I mean? Like, why aren't they selling those belts like that?
Better get autographs in before his ass dies. Yeah, they need to be mass producing all that crap.
Mass transit and all that. You're gonna cut them from here to here.
Mass transit. Let's not bring his ass up. All right. Let's get back into town. We're at 53 minutes here. We got a couple minutes left. Let's end it with some news. Let me hit my news promo. Hold on.
I'm gonna do the rest of the show like this.
On
Greenette
podcast, Keeping It 100, he said AEW and CM Punk had some negotiations that took place, and Mr. CM Punk asked for an astronomical amount of money.
Astronomical
amount of money. What do we think about that? And does CM Punk fit in AEW? And what is an astronomical amount of money?
$1 million.
I think if Khan is really a billionaire, whatever he says he is, he would pay the money. But I don't think at this time CM Punk can hang with AEW. He's been out of the game too long.
Yeah, but do you bring him? I bring it. Like, look what they're doing with Taz.
He comes in as a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
You don't pay him $1 million for that, though. They want to see his ass in the ring. No one wants to see him mouthpiece. And
he can go in and take a.
Who was Paul Heyman's boy?
You know
who was Paul Heyman's boy? What
Punk?
What does CM Punk learned everything from?
Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman.
He is a perfect mouthpiece.
Cult of personality.
He's a pipe bomb,
the arena.
Right?
How
but you don't
crazy
pay him
does the place go?
As you
Punk
didn't notice, Punk doesn't move the number because his ass was just doing backstage, and that shit was doing 50,000 a night and got canceled after 6 months. So Punk is not
because it was a fucking talk show.
I will tell you,
but everything's a talk show right now. I mean, it was Punk's return. We'll see. So Punk's not going to AEW because he asked for the astronomical amount. Does Punk show up? Here it is, the $1 million question. Does Punk show up in WWE?
No.
He shows up in AEW. He shows up in AEW, beats the shit out of Cody Rhodes till he's bloody and never gets in the ring and is a mouthpiece. And he's Paul Heyman. I'll
tell you this right now, real quick. Knowing that Punk is signed to a contract by Fox that's on a WWF talk show, I think if he shows up in AEW, there's a lawsuit.
Does he care?
No, he doesn't care. But I actually think he's going to have one more match like everyone else in the WWE, and it's going to be at a WrestleMania, and it's going to be great. It's going to be some other old timer like himself.
I will be there. I will be.
Punk and Cena. Come on, that's money right there. And even Punk,
he doesn't want it.
You take Punk and Roman.
He doesn't want it though.
I'd rather see Punk than Goldberg. Sorry ass again. No offense to Goldberg if you're listening.
Yeah.
Don't beat me up.
I think Goldberg getting.
All right. Moving on. Wrestling Observer says number of positive COVID-19 cases at the Performance Center was closer to 40 as of a week ago. 40 people contacted Corona at the Performance Center, yet the show must go on.
I'm sorry, Niko.
Does the show go on outside of Florida?
Niko, me and you are not going to. You, Chris, or Jay are not going to any WWE pay-per-views or Raws anytime soon. We're not getting it.
Florida's getting 11,000 cases a day, so obviously, I just can't believe that they're still here in Florida, which is the shocker to me. It's not like the Performance Center. It's not that fancy. They could easily recreate that in any warehouse in Timbuktu, Montana, right next to Yeti, and he'd be really happy to see them fighting.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. As more cases go up, I guarantee you, if McMahon has sense, he would close it down or move it somewhere else. If he has sense.
But then what do you do for television? You know what I mean? Like, he has the Performance Center that they already have. So you may as well use it instead of paying rent somewhere else for a night. Unless they do it up in Connecticut and set up a room in Connecticut.
I think at this point it's clear that even though that they're going to get the COVID, it's probably not going to kill them. I think Kayla Braxton's now had it twice, and she seems to be fine. She'll be back on there talking by the end of the week. So
she's on the pump still.
The only person that's really should be concerned is Vince himself, and obviously Roman, who's nowhere near to be found. But I think it's kind of crazy to hear that number, and obviously take Wrestling Observer for what it's worth. This is by no reason factuals, but to hear that number is scary to me. And that does, in fact, tell me that I'm not going anywhere near the Performance Center or NXT because I don't want Keith Lee's large ass sweating on me. Let's be honest.
Let me ask you this. Don't you think it'd be cool if they did Raw or SmackDown on top of Titan Towers like they did Money in the Bank? Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
No.
Really?
No. Well, what? That was a one-time thing. I can't see them doing that every week. It's just... it's a better appearance.
Cool. That's really cool.
There's rooms in there to do that.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of room.
Look at this. Punk first
Thank you for putting that
out. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for Punk to fight an established man.
Can it?
Is Cena still
Niko, you tweeted
though?
something this... hold on, dude. Like this, like, do you guys think? Niko tweeted out this last week, John Cena in an NWO shirt, right?
Yeah.
Like, why can't you have those? Why do people focus on the verses and not to get? Oh my gosh, not the together. Can you imagine these three right there? Those three names were in NWO shirts. Can you imagine that?
Cena? I mean, Punk, Orton, and Cena would be the new NWO if you really think about it. That's Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Hulk Hogan. And Cena is Hulk Hogan, right? Does everyone agree? Cena's the Hulk Hogan that goes in and I'm here to save the day and then drops a leg on fucking Mysterio or something. That could be insane.
Who's Vince then?
But those are the days that don't happen because you can't have a heel Cena. Can't have a heel Cena.
You got to have a heel Cena at some point before he retires.
Rey Mysterio's contract expired months ago, according to Wrestling Observer, Mr. Meltzer. He asked for a raise. Vince turned him down, pointed to the COVID releases. Yet here he is competing. Is he doing this for his kid? Is he doing this for Dominic? Or is Rey Mysterio just playing the game?
I think if he was doing it for Dominic, he would have signed a contract with him with a little less money. I think he's doing it because he's loyal to the company. He's loyal to the brand. I mean, since WCW went out of business, before that he was signed with them. He hasn't gone in. He hasn't done what he did the little bits in Mexico in between contracts.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Cat just brought up something really, really important in my opinion, because UFC Fight Island, they're doing it right, and they're bringing some bangers starting tomorrow. Masvidal and Usman.
He bought a fucking island.
He went and bought an island, and he made everyone check in 15 days prior to the show. They've all been tested. They're all quarantined.
I think they test like twice a day or something too.
So Vince has nothing like this going on. Vince has allowed people to show up at the Performance Center, compete, and then they go to Circle K and they see me getting a Slurpee. You know what I mean? And then they cough on me, and now Keith Lee's large ass got me sick.
They saw you getting a Slurpee. That means they looked around back at Circle K, huh?
Yeah, the Slurper. Hey, man, I got to get those tickets. I'm trying to get back to NXT. You know what I mean?
No, that's when you give a Slurpee, not get a Slurpee.
Slurper. The old Slurper. All right. We're at the 1 hour mark. You guys want to give your cheap pops there? Please do. Be my guest. Yeti, JP, anyone?
3 Irish boys. Wrestling Autism, Autism 316. We actually got some raffles up on eBay right now. We've sold a couple things, so there'll be donations coming in, which is really cool. It's like awesome for us to be doing that again. Like I loved it, and I love that it's us because this is what it was before with Wrestling Autism. Just means a lot.
His rich ass up in there with Wrestling Autism because he's got all these things he could. You probably got some stuff you could give away. 100% of charity goes to the National Autism Association.
What?
Dude.
Send me the link before we get on here, and I can see if I can send you some stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Yeah,
I do Pro Wrestling Crate, and Pro Wrestling Crate I auction off pretty much everything in there. I keep the T-shirts for myself, and I auction everything else off.
Nice. That's
so
what
they do this little.
Once we start getting a flow of income to National Autism Association, it'll start to gain traction, and we'll be off and running.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get this little they do these little micro brawls. They're about this big, stuffed doll of. I think last month was Brian Myers, and that thing sold for $15.
And for those of you that don't know about Wrestling Autism, it's something that Yeti, myself, and JP created damn near 15 years ago.
You were the originator. That was you that started that.
I worked at TNA many years ago, and I paired up with these two fine gentlemen, and we started our own charity, and we actually raised thousands and thousands of dollars, almost close to $10,000 throughout events. Checks were written directly to the National Autism Association, and we're looking to recreate that again. This isn't about making money for us or anything like that. We're looking strictly to get the word out, spread awareness, and get some money in the hands, because at the end of the day, selling these things, the money, the profits going directly there is really worth it.
And it's every bit. Like if we pay shipping on something, I'm going to pay the shipping out of pocket, and every bit of the proceeds are going to go to the charity. That's just how it's going to be. So,
Vince, you want to promote something?
It's fun, and you get some cool stuff off of us for it. You know what I mean? You get some cool collectibles.
Yeah, I guess that's
This is one of the eBay auctions right now. Let me dig through my box. Autographed picture of the North.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's on eBay right now. If you look for Wrestling Autism.
eBay's Wrestling Autism? Is that what's the name of it? Autism 316 or Wrestling Autism?
Wrestling Autism on eBay.
We should change our Twitter back to that too.
Yes, I agree.
So there's
To which one?
Just Wrestling Autism.
Vince, cheap pop, go for
Yeah,
it.
we need to get that verified.
Be easier to find.
Make sure you always check out Vincent LaSpada on Instagram. We post new videos each week. We haven't posted in a while, but the last video we posted was me and Matt Riddle talking about some crazy ass stuff. But we always post. Was it BTR?
Behind the Ropes. We do another show on the side. You can check it out Wednesdays at 10 o'clock.
Well, I have these videos I drop every 2 weeks. It's BTR presents somebody new. I think this week coming up is going to be either Chelsea Green or Shotzi Blackheart.
Denise, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You were a true pleasure in your interactions. Again, over 100 comments made. So thank you so much to everyone listening. There's nothing better than actually having a real live conversation and having interactions with you guys. I love this truly. We're going to be here every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's an array of characters that are joining us, but these will be the usual characters that join us. So if you like what you heard tonight, please join us every week. And for that, I believe we're going to sign off with a little music and say thank you very much. And we'll talk to everyone next week. Goodbye.